Hey guys, Rexasaur here and welcome back to World of Tanks Reviews. This time it's going to be the Black Prince Tier 7 British Heavy Tank. Grinding through this thing with Daimyo. We're almost at the Carnarvon. Well, Daimyo's already got his, I'm 30,000 away, including free experience. Should be getting it anytime soon. But yes, I have a Black Prince and I'm going to do a review on it because this tank is freaking awesome. Two reviews I'm going to show you, two replays, sorry, one of which is, I think both are with Daimyo, or one might be with him, I don't remember. But yeah, so this tank, I have on my lap-ish, on my desk really, all the stats of every other tier 7 heavy, including the T29, which I got yesterday, and the IS, Tiger, which I've sold, and the AMX 45, can't remember what it's called, AMX something 45. Anyway, so the Black Prince, let's start off with the stats, has 1450 hit points. That used to be equal to the highest, but with the Tiger getting a buff of 50 hit points in 8.8, it's now the second highest. But so yeah, Tiger has 1500, everything else is about 1200, so this is one of the most heavily hit pointed of tier 7. It's even got more than some tier 8 heavies, to show you just how much hit points this has. Weight rise, well, weight and engine. It weighs a buck ton. It weighs 50 tons and only has a 600 horsepower engine, which means it only goes at 20. Compared to everything else, who has something above 700, the Tiger and the Ice both have 700, but they weigh between 46 and 60 tons. So they go about 34-40 kilometers per hour, whilst the T29 has an 800 horsepower one, and the MX-45 has a 850 horsepower one, so they go much faster. You are not a fast tank. You are not a fast tank at all. Traverse speed wise, you have the worst hull traverse of any heavy tank. Everything else is above 30. The Tiger having a 41, which I'm pretty, I'm not entirely sure if that's true. Oh wait, I'm looking at the completely wrong one. Everything has above 20. There we go, I'm looking at horse speed. But the IS has 35, so that's the highest. Everything else is 25, 24, 26, that area, but you've got the lowest traverse, so you're not fast at all. You're not fast in the straights, you are fast in the straights technically, but you're not, you're not fast. That's sort of the thing. However, one thing you are is armoured. You are bugging armoured. 152 front, 95 side, 25 rear. Same for the turret, except he's got 95 on the rear as well. The only thing that beats you on hull is nothing. Nothing. You have the strongest hull. On turret, however, the only thing that beats you is the T29 turret, which we all know is freaking overpowered, having 279 front. This thing bounces. It bounces like no other bouncy bounce ever. Even the Underglacius is bouncy. It's very hard to penetrate, and if you do not have even things with 175, like these IS, the IS 122, the KV1S 122, to some extent the IS3s BL9, they bounce. You just need to angle that. That is so angled, you just bounce. It's a bouncy tank. You'll see just how bouncy. Turret traverse wise, you equal the MX-45 in speed. You are the fastest, basically at 30. It is very good at pointing towards its enemy. View range, you have one of the, I don't know, you're not bad. You have 370, but both the T29 and the Tiger have 380, which makes you one of the second best. But you're not going to spot a lot of people. You are heavy. You're just going to follow people. Most of the time, you will follow people because you're slow as fuck. So yeah, it's not really a fast tank, so you're not going to spot anyone, so it's pointless to have a very high view range. Signal range, you have the second worst, the IS having the worst. For some reason it has 625, which is weird, but you have a respectable 700. Everything else has about 750 though, so it's respectable but not amazing. But then again, you'll be following a lot of people. You won't be sort of scouting and heading out reporting enemy positions. So having 700 is pretty good. It's very, it's only tier 8. There's nothing to shout home about, but yeah. So that's all the stats for the tanks anyway. But that way, now we look at the gun. Now, the British heavies all share a common function that they do not have a high damage, but they have a high rate of fire. The Ordnance quick firing 17 pounder Mark 7 has 171 pen and 150 damage. On paper, a lot of people go, What the fuck? If we look at the T-29's Top Gun, which I do not have yet, and the IS's Top Gun, there we go. So let's look at the difference. All of these have a 4 rate of fire. This has 12. That means for every 1 shot you'll fire with these, you'll fire 3. Penetration wise, you got less penetration, but not by much compared to all of these. You've actually got quite reasonable. Well, considering you're tier 7, not a lot of people have above 171 armor at all, so you'll be fine. This is very, very good penetration, and you can penetrate tier 8s and tier 9s pretty simply. Damage wise, as you can see, 320, 390, 150. That is low. That is really low. However, when we take into account that you can fire 3 shots to these guys in 1 shot do 390, you in 3 shots do 450. That's right, 450 damage to 390. That's more. That's more by 60 to an IS, and very much more to T29. Your accuracy is much higher. Your aim time, it's much lower. Actually, it's even to the T29, but it's very much better than this, and it weighs nothing, so you don't add anything to your tank for having it. So as you can see, this gun is fucking awesome. It is absolutely amazing. You do so much damage with it. It is such a good gun. When you begin to get this tank, I would highly recommend. It's a weird tank because you don't have to upgrade the turret, but I know for a fact that you can put the gun without researching the tracks straight away, and I would highly recommend that. It does cost 15,000, but the tracks cost 8,600, so it's not that much more. This gun on Churchill 7 is where it comes from, and it's okay, but you really need this gun because this gun is spectacular. So I'd really recommend you go for the gun first. Try and get the engine, maybe. The engine doesn't cost much at all, so go for the engine first, actually, now that I think about it. It also costs, look at the weight. 350 horsepower, 1,500. 600 horsepower, 744. Go for the engine first. It only costs 1,500 XP. Go for the engine, go for the gun, go for the tracks. That's like completely the opposite way of what usually go track, turret and gun, then engine. You should probably, you might have this before, I think. It's on the Churchill 7. No, it's not. No, yeah, it's an okay. You don't really need it, to be honest. It's quite an expensive radio, but you can pretty much live with this one, which is on Churchill 7. You know, at 550. You know, it's okay, but definitely recommend getting the engine, then getting the gun, then getting the tracks. You don't even have to worry about the turret, which means that you start stock with a buckload of armor and a buckload of health straight away, and then that's it. Road to the Carnarvon. So yeah, thanks for watching this part. I will be back with 2 replays. Okay guys, here we are on the first replay. This is the first time well, this is like one of the first games I've played in patch 8.8, and it's the first time I saw Encounter on this map on Mountain Pass, and it is a really good map to play. And this game I thought I did amazing on, to be honest. For a first game about Black Prince, is fully upgraded, of course. Everything's going well. Top tier, this is actually a really good matchup. Actually, both of them are really good matchups, which is odd. I should probably have shown you a game with probably more tier 7 and tier 8s, but meh, this is a very tier 6 game. As you can see, I've got several mod packs on right now. I've got the TGA mod pack installed, which is why I got loads of stuff, which tells me roughly the armor of all my opponents and their top guns. It's a bit cheaty, I guess, but you know, stats I should know anyway. Got a bit of lag on the way, but that should be fine. Zooming in forward, there's the enemy. There are tier 5s and stuff, but hey, you know, live a little. It's T-34 going around, there's a few tanks just living it out. We are losing now by 2. Take a shot in, and he dies. Jackson, shoot him. I've bounced 2 shots already if you haven't noticed, guys. Shoot a blind shot. Well, it's not really blind, it did show up as a green dot. There's the Dark Panther 4 shoot, and there we go. As you can see, I've already put in 3 shots in about the first like minute, really, maybe first 2 minutes, and I've only taken 1 damaging shot from a Jackson. So as you can see, this gun really knows what to do. Do a little blind shot on the Jackson, hope to penetrate most shots you put in, and he's dead. SU-100's coming up. Oh, he does damage to me. I think that was the Hellcat though. Bang. 29 damage. It's not much damage, but it's such quick firing. I've already reloaded. I've only got... It's a 4-second reload. And it does bug load. I've taken a ricochet to my side. I'm going to shoot again, and he gets kills stolen off me. This is, I think, a Confederate game, which I got Confederate on, obviously. T-25 is actually shooting me. It might be the... No, it's a Comet. Comet's shooting at me from the side. Going for the T-25. You'll have to apologise for the replay. Well, I have to apologise for the replay quality. Wargaming seems to have fucked it up a little bit on the replays. They seem to be a bit less smooth. But yeah. Anyway, there's a Churchill 7 over there. Now, this gun, although it is good, still has issues with Churchills, because they are freaking heavy armoured. So, Churchill, I recommend aiming for the Underglacius, and it's the same for the Black Prince, but Black Prince has a much more bouncy one. So I'm just going for the Comet. I'm ignoring the Churchill one. I can't be bothered. Just going for the Comet. He's allowing me to get more shots. And as you can see, I just keep doing damage. I've been tracted. I'm still bouncing, and the KV-1's using a dirt gun. So he's the one doing a lot of damage right now. I sort of need to... I'm taking a lot of damage. I should probably angle my arm a bit more. It's not that angled. I am bouncing, but I should probably angle a bit more. Yeah. I realise I need to angle. Take a shot. It's bouncing. Everything seems to be bouncing right now. Comet retreats, and I'm going for the Churchill now. So I shoot. Keep shooting. Mostly going for the engine compartment, and then he side scrapes effectively. He turns his... I don't think he was intentionally trying to side scrape, but he turns his tank and causes me to bounce. So I'm going for the corner when the weak points at the Churchill. He's finally dead. Going for the Comet now. He's going to move forward for some reason, and he's dead as well. 4 kills, 2,900 damage. There we go, above the 3,000 damage marker. And the T-25-2 wants my blood. Not going to repair my tracks. I don't see really a point unless he's going to keep tracking me all the time. I'm going to fire forward, move a bit, and then go forward. T-25-2 is probably not going to be me who kills it. Oh, it might be. Not entirely sure. But yeah, this game is practically in the bag now. Is this a Top Gun? I'm not even sure if this is a Top Gun game. I can't remember. But yeah, so doing a lot of damage over a very short period. As you can see, I practically kept firing. That was a blind shot. Oh, because we capped, so it could have been a Top Gun, but it wasn't because our friends capped. But yeah, so 3,021 damage, 22 shots going in. This gun never stops, pretty much, and that's really the way you play this tank. Angle it, try not to damage yourself too much, but angling really helps. Anyway, I shall see you in the second replay. Okay guys, here we are in the second replay. I do apologise, I'm showing you games where we're top tier. It's really it should be a bit more balanced than that. I didn't realise that both of them would be top tier games, but on the enemy team there are much better players. We have 2 Tigers, an E25 and a T25 AT. Those 3 tanks, bar the E25, the 4 tanks bar the E25 basically, are very, very capable of destroying Black Princes very easily. So, and we do face against both of them, spoiler alert. But yeah, so me and Daimyo both going to the north. We did tell our team that we were going there, just to make, make as if our team were going to go back, maybe go around the side, because we can hold a whole flank on our own at this kind of level, because Black Prince is fucking awesome. This is basically one of Daimyo's better games because he sort of requested me to show this. I was going to show it anyway because it is a very good game, but this is definitely one of Daimyo's better games. You know, when he kills steals a lot. Grr. Anyway, so I'm just going to go forward with Daimyo. Our team has obviously overtaken us. As you can see, this tank is incredibly slow. Well, it's not incredibly slow. Churchill 7s are faster than us, which is a bit of a shame. But our team camping around that area. There's a tiger. I'm just going to aim forward and then stop aiming. Try and get the side of his turret. Nope, it goes a bit low. There's an E25's there. It's getting shot by everything. First bounce, throwing the tiger on the front of the turret. And then going to go forward. There's a T150 misses. I miss. Do a little snapshot. Probably should have taken my time a bit more. There's a K1S. He bounces. T150 takes a shot. I try and go for the end glacier with the T150 and I sort of completely failed. In fact, he went for my cupola and managed to get it. So there's the under glacier shot. I angle my armor a bit more. I recommend doing that. I don't know why I'm going for his under glaciers. The best place to go for a T150 would be the bit just above his under glaciers. But this K1S, what a fail. He just shows me his side and a T150 afterwards. It just both show me his sides. I wait to get the shot, the K1S, get a little tracking shot, and as you can see, rate of fire, boom, get another shot into him. If this was the IS or anything, probably wouldn't have got a second shot. Oh, definitely wouldn't have got a second shot. I've probably done with more damage though, but the aiming time also helps a lot. So T150, take another bounce from the Tiger or the 82. It's the 82. 82 does have a gun ability to penetrate me, but it's not that good. I'm going to go for the 82, I'm going to get a very annoying bounce at this point, which is a bit... so aim a little bit, try and get the 82 on that very, very weak polar. But yeah, get a little annoying miss again. And it's K1S. Now these, both the T150 and the K1S have a very, very low reload time. A very high reload time, it takes very long to reload. Now the T150 has taken to using HE at this point. Go for the K1S again, keep tracking it, there's a T150. He reverses, I'm going to go for T150, and then I'm going to go for the K1S. Daimyo is also going for these, but, you know, as he's going, he kills the K1S and I kill the T150. Both on one kill. So at this point Daimyo is like, right, you go for the tiger up top, I'll go for the tiger down south, or down in the middle area, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I go forward. Daimyo very quickly takes out the tiger, do a very good positioning. I take one of my first major pieces of damage, or the second because I already took a tiger shot. But I take a shot. Daimyo kills off his tiger, I shoot the tiger and he kill steals very effectively, and I've taken 2 hits of damage by tiger. As you can see, tiger is ability to do that. As you can see, the Anaglacius, one of the weak points, but so is, like, sort of, not really the Anaglacius, it's kind of, it's sort of like the Anaglacius, it's more like the flat side. It is a bit angled, but not really. Also that flat area which you see on the KV1S, the T150, and the KV1, that sort of area you want to fire at just above the, well, below the turret. Also took a random cupola shot, I'm pretty sure, from the 82. I might not have, I don't even know. But yeah, so we're just going to keep going forward. This game is in the bag, practically. It's not actually in the bag at all, it's pretty close. Daimyo trying to get the Stug, but the K1S beating him to it. So we're just going to keep going forward, go to the cap. We're going to cap, try and cap anyway. But we are pretty slow. K1S got there before us, and K1S going to push the Stug into the cap to protect him. ARL behind us is also going to try and do that. But the Jagdpanzer IV and the Hellcat going to our cap, whilst we've started capping now, so now it's going to take them a while. There's a Hummel there. Daimyo takes a shot, I take a shot, K1 gets there first, which is a bit of an annoyance. But 2074 damage, pretty good. You can expect this. Like, I have a sort of how much damage I like to do per battle, and my IS is on a 2000. I think all tier 7 should have a 2000 thing because of what they go on, unless they get in a very tier 7 game where they should make 2500. Those are the kind of requirements I make myself do. If I do less than that, I think I've had a very bad game, really. Or a game where I wasn't able to do as much as I should. Now, I'm sort of sideways, I realise this, so I'm going to move by this ARL, try and make him take all the shots. If he dies, then so be it. And we've capped. So there we go. That is the 2 replays. And yeah, so the Black Prince, very well armoured, very good gun, very high rate of fire for a gun anyway. Not as hard hitting as all the others, but definitely one that can do a lot of damage. I will be showing you another replay of the Black Prince with the time in time when I get one that's a bit more tier 8, 7 orientated, less tier 6, 5. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next time. Ta-ra!